Great pass. What a catch!
My goodness.
What an amazing catch from Vicky McFarlane.
Highlight reel. Never say yes to the jest. That was fantastic. Sarasota can make it a push for home. Misses 400 herself. 13 strikeouts for Gabby Snyder and one of the best pitching performances we've seen this season. What a fantastic grab by Emma Burridge. She climbs the ladder and brings it down. Atkins bounces this up the middle. That's going to score a run. Bruins score two. Deep to left field. This is back, and this one is gone. It's magic from Madeline.
Well, welcome inside the grounds here at West Beach Parks at Softball HQ. It's another Saturday afternoon. It's time for softball. Eric Ballnar joined by Lee Hull. Lee, it's another week of the Division I competition here in the City Comp, and it's a West Torrens Eagles and Sturt Falcons showdown in a battle that really is two teams right near the top of the standings.
It certainly is, Eric, and good afternoon to each and every one of you that's viewing us from around the globe. Should be a very interesting game. The previous time they played, it was West Torrens getting a poultice of runs halfway through. They were leading 2-1, a couple of changes in the Sturt defence, and it blew out to a 10-1 victory. It will not be that today. There are players missing, some on Australian duty and some injured, namely the West Torrens pitcher, Maddie Scott. So they'll miss her, but Donna Patterson, who hasn't pitched an A-grade game since 2010-11. So it's a fair time, so it'll be a challenge for Donna.
Yeah, it'll be a great challenge. I'm sure she's looking forward to it. Maddie Scott down hurt right now. Steph Trzynski, their other pitcher, an Australian international pitcher as well, too. She's hurt as well, although she will be swinging the stick today. But she is also hurt. So West Torrens in a little bit of a hole. This team's coming off their first loss of the season, and it was a dramatic 2-1 loss, I believe, just about a week ago now. So they're looking to rebound from their first loss. Meanwhile, Sturt, after a bit of a slow start, have all the momentum sitting at 4-2 right now, and they're coming off one of the most dramatic victories that we will really see.
Yeah, so that was on Wednesday evening, and you called that game, and it's fantastic. It's a lovely day to be playing today, so not as warm as Wednesday, but here we go.
Yep, here we go. West Torrens, the home team in this game. Sturt will start batting, and Pippa Adkins, who transferred back to her original club after winning the Rookie of the Year in this competition last year with Hills. She's back and leading off the top of the order, and she's been a big impact player so far this season.
Yes, and I've noticed with great pleasure that she's made the Stars team, which has been announced, was announced yesterday or the day before, and so that'll be a big fillip for this young girl, and she's got something to give for years to come, Eric.
That is a big addition for this Sturt team. So Pippa Adkins in the lineup and leading off, and she swings at that one. And as we talked about, Donna Patterson making her first A-grade start in about 8 years. Pretty crazy stuff on the mound, but Sturt, or West Torrens, the injury bug has bit them pretty hard, and their whole infield is shaped a bit differently, and we'll talk about that too. And she swings and misses at this one. She gets the strikeout, but it's a dropped third strike, so Pippa Adkins will reach. Unfortunate, because it was a strikeout, but not actually an out, so now she has a chance for the old famous 4 strikeout inning. But she gets a strikeout on the board. Unfortunately, a base runner's there too.
I guess it doesn't matter how you get on, Eric. You work to get a hit, but you get on base, you become a dangerous player because she can run. And we just saw it then.
She's out. Well, you know what? She tried to run, and that's she gets struck out swinging, and she tries to stretch that to a second. And we know that Morgan Young, since taking over this team as the coach, has been very aggressive on the base paths. Jordan Lee still at the dish, though. It is a 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss of this one. Sorry, not a 2-2 count. It is a 0-2 count. So Jordan Lee settling in. Here's the swing at this, and she just chops this one foul, just staying alive in the at-bat. What do you know about Donna Patterson and what she's been up to in these 8 years?
Donna Patterson was a regular pitcher back a few years ago with Mel Roberts, and they used to do the combined pitching, you might say. You know, some would come on, some would start this
hit
week.
Over towards center field, and that drops in for a base hit off of Donna Patterson. Sorry, Lee, you were saying?
So she knows a bit about pitching. She's going to be steady, isn't she? She's going to be steady. And Sturt about to hit her, but they've still got a reasonably tough infield here. So they'll be looking to get it out of the infield, because these people, though they've changed position, can play.
Millie Fidge in the lineup today, another young rising star. She's the designated pitcher today, and she can pitch as well, and comes from the Fidge family, very well known in the baseball and softball circles here, and she is rocking it up the ranks and now finds herself batting 3 on a talented Sturt side.
That's a very quick rise for Millie, but she can do the job. She's a good hitter of the ball, strong girl, and as you said, she's batting as the DP today. So just concentrate on the batting at this stage.
This is just outside. Sturt with a few different changes as well, too. They're missing Ada Caruana, who's usually at the top of their lineup, and she's an absolute gun as well for the last, well, I feel like a decade now. Ada Caruana, she's been huge for this side, and Maddie Cameron off representing Australia as this is hit over towards shortstop. Kelsey Nucky throw over to second, and they won't get the chance to throw her out for the first play, so Kelsey Nucky retires Jordan Lee on a fielder's choice. And Millie Fidge reaches first, but there are 2 outs down, and Belle White comes to the plate. But interesting enough, Kelsey Nucky starting at shortstop, Lana Kaesler at third, Emma Burge at second. So Kelsey Nucky normally patrols first base, but all of their shortstops are away right now in terms of people like Sophie Hoyle and Jordan Lambert, as this is chop foul. So Kelsey Nucky shifting over to short, and we'll see how she goes there today.
Well, I'm sure she'll be enjoying this, because she does fancy herself, the old Kels, as a shortstop, apart from being a very good first base player.
We'll see what she can do in the middle of the lineup. Maddie Scott as well can play shortstop. She was probably 3rd on the depth chart in terms of rankings there, but she's injured as well. So you've got your top 2 pitchers and your top 3 shortstops out of commission for West Torrens today. That's 2 pretty key positions. But
it's interesting, isn't it? And that's why it makes this game very interesting to see who comes up with the goods.
It is interesting as there's a pass ball and puts a runner in scoring position for Belle White, the Australian international catcher. Shows the depth they have, though. Emma Burridge, who had an on-base percentage of over 400 last year and factored regularly in the 3-loss team last season. I think this is her first start she's had at the A-grade game, and Alice Prokopek getting the start at first, and she's been a regular at the Seacombe Tigers.
Yes.
Great depth as Belle White takes a crack at this one. This going over towards right field. Jackie Beal settles under that one, and the side is retired. So 4 batters required to get the 3 outs, and that will do it for the Sturt Falcons in inning number 1.
Yes, and that's what Donna will provide. She'll just throw the ball up and like a great big ice cream and saying lick here or take away, and the batters will go and lick now and again, and sometimes they'll go long and flat, other times they'll go in the air.
And Lee,
they did that time.
Lee will take you through the batting order and defensive lineup of Sturt as I step away for about 30 seconds.
Right, so the defense for the Sturt Falcons, Azalea Adams is the pitcher, and she's pitching to Sarah Tonkin. At first base, it's Pippa Adkins. Third base is Jessie Keach. And the pivots at second base are Rachel Tonkin and Belle White at shortstop. The outfield from left to right, Maddie Ashby, Lauren Fleming and Jordan Lee. Since Belle White's come back to play and is playing at shortstop, it's allowed Sarah Tonkin, who's a fine young catcher, to do the catching role, and Belle gets herself where the balls are hit a lot at A grade at the shortstop position, and with the arm that she's got, it's like a unregistered rocket, and she makes a lot of plays. So the beauty of having your best player, you would say, where the balls are being hit. The umpires for this game, it's Ian Gray on plate. At first base, it's Steve Wallace-Yarrow, and at third base, it's Michael the Flex Bendall. And we have some people on the bench for Sturt, and they are Sophie Ridgway, Chloe Charlton, and Jenny Gray.
Well, thanks for taking us through that, Lee, as we're back here as we start the bottom of the first inning. Faith Picard is slotted into the leadoff position, their regular leadoff, in Jordan Lambert, off representing Australia, so fairly good reason to miss this one, as this is chopped up in foul, and as Lee mentioned, there's a few new faces in the lineup, but they're all very, very capable A-grade players on pretty much any team in this competition. And, you know, you need a roster of those 14, 15 quality players if you want to win a championship, because you know injuries are going to go down, happen. You know people are going to be away. You're going to get tested at some point. And now the test has come today.
Certainly, Eric, and 100% correct as usual you are. And Faith Picard, a right-handed hitter, going in left-handed box here.
For Zolly Adams. What do we like about Zolly Adams?
Zolly Adams, a young and up-and-coming pitcher, and Coach Young has a lot of faith in these young players, and rightly so too, because they all have skill. They'll develop while playing A-grade games.
That's popped straight up. Sarah Tonkin, the catcher, moves under that one, so the first out is retired, and Jackie Beals, who's moved up to batting second in the lineup, will come here. So not quite the same sort of fear struck India with the lineup that they presented today, but it's still very capable here when you've got Steph Trzynski batting eighth.
Yes, and it's you take a person like Jordan Lambert out of the lead-off hitting position, and it's going to leave a gap in any side.
Absolutely right. It changes a lot, doesn't it? Says Jackie Beal back up to bat here. Zolly Adams has just looked so much more confident and a little bit better from when we saw her make her debut last year in February or March, where she was a little bit wild, but there were some really nice things to like, but she's kept them in some ball games, and they're pushing that top of the table.
Yes, and it's just,
as this is hit pretty hard over towards left field. That goes over Maddie Ashby's head, and that's a big hit from Jackie Beal. She's got two. She's stretching for three. Jackie Beal's going to stand up into third base with a clutch triple to get the Eagles into scoring position.
well, that was interesting. Jackie has been batting a lot of left-handed stuff last year and this year as well, but I saw her during the week in one of the games, and she turned around and batted right down and hit a cracking shot to the fence, and that was similar.
Lana Kaesler steps up to bat. Another very powerful bat in the lineup, and this really is the meat of the order with Lana Kaesler, Carly Allen, and Kelsey Nucky in the middle of the lineup. You can usually look back to the success of the Eagles and how these three batters do, and they're sitting right in the middle of the lineup today and a runner in scoring position. So make or break moments when you've got a runner on third, as this is grounded over towards short, and Belle White holds the runner at third. Calm and cool, zips it over to first, and that's a clutch out for Belle White.
Yes, I did touch on that before about Bell playing at shortstop. Well, I'd suggest to the Eagles to hit the ball somewhere else.
Probably good advice to keep it away from her.
Yes, I think so.
Carly Allen, the catcher. She can hit the ball a long way as well, too.
Yes, like you said, Eric, this is the meat of the Eagles lineup, and there's some hard hitters in that three.
And a base hit will score the first run of the game with a runner over there. This goes right at the middle. That's exactly what she'll do. It's 1-0 with Carly Allen. Just batting it right up the center of this Falcons infield. Jackie Beal scores, and Carly Allen has the Eagles a run.
And that's a typical Carly Allen shot up the middle, isn't it? So I've seen her do it off Monica Perry. I think she can do it off Zolly Adams as well, as we saw.
And here's a pitch on the outside as Kelsey Nucky, who's playing short today, steps up. She's off to another good start to the season. That was sort of the issue in the last, though, loss for West Torrens last week when they were against Hills. And was it Hills? Yeah, yes. Hills. And they just couldn't seem to get a hit. And they got a clutch hit right there as Nucky rolls this over to first. Fairly easy play for Pippa Atkins. She steps on the bag, so that will end the inning. But they do score a run through the 5 batters' face. So the Eagles, and what you feel like is not going to be an incredibly high-scoring game today, get a very valuable run to get them off the board.
Yes, we have a leader in the game after 1 innings, and we'll see how the rest of the game unfolds. Because the games, as we've seen this year, Eric, changed completely. Seacombe, been really impressed with Seacombe. Their second half of actual games has been fantastic. They've just got to learn to start early, and they'll be in more games.
Yeah, very interesting matchup here today, but Sarah Tonkin, Jessie Keach, and Lauren Fleming will come up here, and they're going to start to flex the muscles of those young Falcon players in the bottom 4 of this lineup, and Keach, Fleming, Ashby, and Tonkin. The older Tonkin, Sarah, young herself. She's a Stars player as well. Did she make the Stars team this year as well?
Sarah has, yes.
Who is on that Stars team, Lee? You want to walk us through that?
I will go through it for you in a moment.
So Sarah Tonkin will lead things off for the Falcons, who just look sweet in their new uniforms this season. A little bit of a rebrand. And Sarah will take the first pitch just a little bit outside. Sarah Tonkin won the club MVP last season for the best on ground for the Sturt Falcons. She was the MVP for her club, but she was not on the all-star team or the team of the year for the competition.
Well, you need to speak to the people that select that. It's the coaches, I believe, isn't it?
So work that one out. You got.
I can't, Eric. But you got, nice try.
You got the best voted the best player at her club. 7-team competition. 13 players on the team of the year. 14 players, 15 players on the team of the year. Well, and the one MVP didn't get on it. Yes. Go figure.
No, I can't. We've been down that track before, Eric.
Either way, a very talented player, Sarah Tonkin.
Yes, a consistent player.
Very consistent, brings a lot to the lineup, and a little bit of pop as you see that one go straight up in the air. Emma Burridge moves under that one, and she's going to get the first out. So Sarah Tonkin saw the pitch she wanted. She just missed it just a little bit. But Jessie Keach will come up, and what a story she had just about a week and a half ago, or a week ago now, with an absolutely, you have to see it to believe it, victory over Hills. You hear about this one, Lee?
Oh, I did hear about it. I wasn't on the, was it the televised game?
It was not the televised game, but it should have been because of what happened in this one. It was bases loaded, bottom of the last inning. Jessie Keach comes up to the plate. Sturt Falcons down 3 runs, and Jessie Keach had an inside the park walk-off grand slam.
Fantastic. Well, no surprise to me. Strong little girl, this girl.
And she pops this one up, going straight back at us. She just misses that as well. So they're nibbling away at Donna Patterson, but she's looked very, very solid so far, Donna.
Well, she's the type of pitcher that, and she has been over the years, that can just throw all day. All day. Not too much fuss, just like that.
Doesn't look overly stressed or
no.
Overwhelmed?
Well, she's married to a jockey.
Is she?
And they're the ones that ride the horses, Eric. If coming from Canada, you may not have seen a lot of that. But, yeah, so I think if you're married to a jockey, you wouldn't be stressed out too much. Otherwise, you wouldn't be going to the races.
And she strikes out Jessie Keach. So it's the second strikeout of the day for Donna. She's allowed the 1 hit. But she's 2 outs down here in the second. She still plays B grade. She's their regular B grade pitcher, but she hasn't been available all the time either. Emma Burridge, I know, has got a game pitching. So they've been working down the lineup here in terms of the depth chart, but you would not know it if we had not told you the way that Donna is pitching so far today. You'd think that she's just the regular starter. for West Torrens.
Well, I think when you come in to bat against a pitch of Donna's pace, you're thinking, oh, I'll put a motor on this every pitch. But she's just very wily sort of a pitcher.
And this is hit pretty hard, but right back at Kelsey Nucky, who tracks that the whole way. Very calm from Kelsey over at an irregular position for her. So there you go, a 1-2-3 inning from Donna Patterson. Really sort of zips the life out of any sort of offense that Sturt can muster, and that's going to hold pattern here for, you know, West Torrens to try to get something brewing and extend their lead.
Certainly. You mentioned about the star side, which I said has been announced, so I'll go through the side if you like, Eric.
Oh, we love that.
Okay. So not in any order particularly, alphabetically or otherwise. Pippa Adkins, Sophie Hoyle, Olivia McGinley, that's the girl from Queensland, Steph Trzynski, Maddie Cameron, Lana Kaisler, Vicky McFarlane.
I will hold you up just quickly, Lee, because the first 5 names you mentioned all are members of these 2 teams that we're seeing right here.
Yes, they
unbelievable.
Are.
But
yeah.
Vicky McFarlane, the
Vicky
center fielder
McFarlane, and then Belinda White.
Yeah.
And then the other 6, I think it's 6 here. Amber Hood.
Yep.
Sophie King, Chelsea Robinson, Georgia Hood, Jordan Lambert, and last but by no means least, Sarah Tonkin.
So 8 members of the Stars team are on the Eagles or the Falcons.
Yes.
And about 5 of them are not available for today's game. But that just shows how great at development Sturt have been to keep pumping up those players, and West Torrens really shows how strong their side is as well too. Alice Prokopek steps in at the plate. Transfer over from the Seacombe Tigers softball club last year.
Yeah, so I think she's a dead set first base player, but normally if she plays for West Torrens in the A grade, with Kelsey Nucky there, she's not going to push her out of there, so she's been playing in the outfield at centre field when she's played.
And this is grounded over towards Belle White, and how easy was that for Belle, who zips that over to first. So Alice Prokopek is retired. And I'll bring to the plate Emma Burridge. Emma, again, in a big season last year, hasn't been available as much as she'd like to start the season here, but she's starting to work back into things. And she'll try to reclaim a spot in the lineup, although it's a very crowded lineup. But when you get an opportunity like this, this is it right here, as Emma Burridge watches this go over the plate.
Yes, very another consistent player. Notice I use the word consistent a lot, Eric, in broadcast, and as a coach, that's what you want, consistency, if you can get it.
And a big strike thrown there from Zolly Adams. I believe she's just 16 years old now, Zolly.
Yes, it's great for the competition though, isn't it, Eric? We've got all these young people coming through. Just speaks wonders for future years.
Just jammed a little bit as it flares out towards center field. Fleming and Tonkin decide who wants that one, and Lauren Fleming will take that. So a quick out as well. So we're quickly 2 down. It's turned into a nice little pitcher and defense duel so far, as we're almost through 2 innings. Steph Trzynski will come to the plate.
Now, I know for a fact that Steph fancies herself as a hitter, a long ball hitter at that as well, so we'll see.
She is a pitcher regularly as well, too. Just battling a little bit of an injury right now.
Yes, I don't know when we're going to see her pitch. Later rather than sooner, I'd suggest.
This one just a little bit upside.
Well, the under-19 state team that won the national title in 2015, the batter and the catcher were the battery, the main battery for that team. So they know each other really well. But today, they're on opposite teams.
Two-one count. She's a little behind right here. Zolly Adams just trying to get clean inning as Steph swings this hard and it goes foul. So that's what Patterson did in the last inning for West Torrens, and Zolly Adams trying to match that. You've got savvy vet versus rising player, and a nice interesting battle here as well too.
Bit too friendly, the batter and the catcher at the moment for my liking, Eric. Having a little chat after every pitch.
Maybe a little bit of chirping as well too.
Oh, there'll be some chirpiness, yes.
Here's the pitch, and this is just a little bit high and outside. You note Sarah Tonkin's shoes stand out pretty big as well too. Those multicolored Nike she's got.
How much would they be worth, Eric?
Oh,
the rough guess.
Couple bucks, maybe 150.
Couple of bucks, I think you've been taken.
And a swing and a miss, so Zolly Adams gets Steph Trzynski swinging. So she's got her first strikeout of the day. And Donna Patterson goes 1-2-3. Zolly Adams responds with a 1-2-3 inning of her own. So we're going to buzz right along to the third inning, and this is still a 1-0 game for West Torrens. Doesn't feel like there's much in this one in terms of the two teams and separation between them, so we'll see how they go about this today.
Yes, I see the coach of the leading team in this competition, Mr. Butch Simmons, the Port Adelaide Magpies I talk of. He's looking very resplendent there, just relaxing for the day as they have a bye. And they have started fantastically well, the Magpies. 45 runs for, 5 against. May I suggest that it's put down to the pitcher, the person known as the hyphenator, Katie Sutherland Finch. So maybe we'll get a bit of a quick chat with Coach Sims later on, Eric, and see what words of wisdom he can give to us. Perhaps we'll learn something.
Maddie Ashby will lead off the inning here, and it's a swing she just stops going around. We're buzzing along here. We're through 2 innings. We've only had 24 minutes of play. It is a 90-minute time game in these competitions, and Ashby swings through this.
Sounding a bit chesty there.
Just Derek, a little bit, Lee. The change of seasons down here at South Australia. It's a beautiful day down here, though. Probably about 24 degrees and sunny. Perfect temperature for me.
Yeah,
swing and a miss. It's a second strike.
Haven't been down the beach at midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning having a dip?
Not yet. How about you, Lee?
No.
Why not?
No, fast asleep by then, Eric. Thanks. We go to bed about 11 o'clock at night for those that are interested. For those that are not, bad luck.
We should probably get a poll going on out there. We could say who's interested in what time Lee Hull goes to bed. And a swing and a miss as Maddie Ashby is the third victim here for Donna Patterson, who's off to a remarkable start in this game. She does have she's got one more batter to go before she gets through to the next part of the lineup here, or the lineup turns over once again, so everything's a little bit different when you have the second time through.
Yes, you've had a good look at what's going on. How many strikeouts has she got? 3?
She got 3 strikeouts. One was the drop third strike.
Only 15 short of Katie Sutherland Finch's
Only 15
record.
more to go, yeah. She might get there. There's still time. No, maybe not. Not much. With the 7 innings. She can run it up close, though. This is just a little bit outside, showing a bit of an off-speed stuff. Doesn't throw particularly hard, but as you said, Lee, she's just located this very, very well.
Yeah.
There's Rachel Tonkin at the plate right here.
A pitcher with control is Donna. It's the best way to describe it.
Tonkin swings through that one, and there's strikeout number 4. So she struck out 4 of the Sturt Falcons through her first 9 faced. So a very, very nice start so far developing from Donna Patterson.
Now comes the crunch time. Pepper Adkins.
Pippa struck out to start the game, but she did get on base. It was a drop third strike before she was caught stealing.
Well, I may go for a prediction here and say a long ball to right field.
Calling a home run?
No, I'm not calling it that much. I'm not that cheeky, Eric, as you know. Just a long, hard hit ball. It'd be hard to do it on that pitch.
It was a little bit too soft, so a 4-pitch walk, I believe, puts Pippa Adkins on for the second time today. So we got a runner aboard with Jordan Lee and Millie Fidge coming up. Both teams with a few key players out, so both teams using their depth to see who can get them some valuable premiership points. It's looking like another logjam at the top of the season. We sort of expected West Torrens to sort of walk to the minor premiership, to be honest, but if they lose this, they'll be 3-2.
Gives them something to think about.
They'll be 4 points behind Sturt. This is bunted in the air. Carly Allen underneath it, and that ends the inning. Just like that. You want to take us through the do you have the standings on the league?
Yes, I do somewhere, Eric, but I can tell you them off the top of my head, I think. What's the name? West Torrens at top? Not
West Torrens with 6 points.
Yeah, 6 wins.
6 points, yeah. 6 wins?
6 wins.
Do they? Already?
Yeah. No, sorry, not West Torrens. Correction, no, let's start again.
Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, 6 wins, 12 points.
Yep.
I think it's then
Sturt. 8 points from 4 wins.
Yeah, 4 wins. Then it's West Torrens.
But they played less games.
Yeah. Then it's, West Torrens only played 4 games before today.
Yep.
Then there's Hills, and then there's Walkerville. Now Walkerville under a bit of pressure there. I know it's early in the season, but down in 5th spot, and then it's.
And how many points do Walkerville have?
Walkerville have got 3 or 4, I think. How many did you say the one above them, Hills have?
I'm not too sure. I think 6 it might be. We should probably pull up the standings instead of just guessing them.
Yeah,
but
I think so.
It's a bit more fun to guess, isn't it?
Well, I think so, but I think it's in my bag here, so I'll go to it.
Well, as you do that, Lee, we will go back to the ball game here. This is the final batter in the first 9 up. This is Brody Borovnik, left fielder, and she gets a crack shot right towards left field. It bounces off Maddie Ashby. Few balls heading over to left field today, so Brody Borovnik with a very good hit over towards left field. Brody has batted a few times this season, and she's turned into actually a pretty good hitter for this side. And especially at 9, that's so much value if you can get your effectively your second leadoff batter aboard like she has. And now that sort of turns it over for a good hitter in Faith Picard.
Yes, no, I can't find the piece of paper I'm looking for at this stage, so apologies for that, Eric. Yes, Brody given an opportunity out there at left field, and she's had some cracking shots so far this season.
She has really solidified her spot on the A-grade side. And it's hard, that's a big feat on this team, is now Borovnik's going to get to move over to its second base. It is very hard to earn a spot on this team, and make no mistake, to get into this Eagles side, you have to earn it. Nothing is taken for granted here, and you'll be picked on performance. So very good for a young player in Brody to beat out a few players that have had a regular spot. Given no reason for Coach Scott to go differently, as this is bunted over towards first. They get the out at first, so job done by Faith Picard. And Brody Borovnik with 1 out is over at third. This is sort of the recipe. That's what they did in the first inning. They got a runner aboard, got her to third with 1 out, and eventually brought home.
Yes, and the 2 coaches in this game, Eric, both first turn at coaching A-grade women's team. So they'll learn a lot from a game like this. Not a lot of base runners so far, Eric.
No. So it's been very valuable when you can score them. But Jackie Beal had a triple in her first at-bat.
And surprise, surprise, she's not going left-handed after that.
And Jackie Beal does it again. Do you believe it? Jackie Beal has made it a 2-0 game as she slides in with a double. So it's a double and a triple for Jackie Beal. What a game she's having.
Yes, I think we can put that left-handed slapping or bunting, running bunts, whatever, in the back pocket for a while, I think, for those two. And the one I saw during the week, the hit.
And here's a player, Jackie Beal, that for a couple weeks in a row was selected as the player that basically starts in the field but doesn't get an at-bat because she was replaced by the designated player. And she gets an opportunity to bat here, and she's got a triple and scored and a double and an RBI.
I think she's given Coach Scott
As Lana
a
Kaesler swings
little
at this
not
one.
too subtle message there.
A double and a triple from Jackie Beal really is the story so far in this one, in a game that has been a pitcher's duel. Unless your name is Jackie Beal, hitting is difficult for everybody else so far.
She's found it, her pace.
Lana Kaesler. Ooh, tries to paint the corner just outside. 2-1 count.
The battery were nibbling away then. No takers though. Lana was thinking, shall I? I shan't. Good choice.
And outside once again, so brings the count to 3-1, which will put a little bit of pressure here. Once again, a runner in scoring position, 1 out. Some clutch hitting just at the right time here for the Eagles is the story so far. We're only here in the third, and it's still a 2-0 game. Plenty of time and room for the Sturt Falcons to get going. And Lana Kaesler, a big shot, splits the outfielder off the Bob Burns blind side, and Lana Kaesler has an RBI double. Jackie Beal scores for the second time today, and a string of hits has made it 3-0. We'll take a look at the replay here. And once again, they'll have a talk here with Zolly Adams out on the mound. Well, it's a 3-0 game here, and the statewide super sponsored broadcast here on Spacequake Sports. We hope you're joining the coverage wherever you are. And statewide special comments Lee Hull, or statewide super special comments Lee Hull.
Yeah, well, Zali's leaving the game from the pitching position, and it's Millie Fidge coming in.
So Millie Fidge.
That means, as umpire Gray has just indicated to the official scorers, that the flex position comes out. We play now with 9 players. Sturt do, that is.
So another young player in Millie Fidge. So Morgan just trying to stop the bleeding a little bit here. Brody Borovnik load up with a single. It was pretty much a textbook inning, actually, sort of how you would draw up small ball. And they went a little bit big. So Brody Borovnik led off with a single. She was bunted ahead by Faith Picard, and she got all the way over to third after Brody stole on a pass ball. Then Jackie Beal had a huge RBI double. And then an RBI double from Lana Kaesler. So 3 hits out of the last 4 batters. Chases Zolly Adams from the game with just 1 out in the third, and it's a 3-0 lead. Despite what you see on the scoreboard there, it is a 3-0 game.
Yeah, it's well, a different type of pitcher here.
So Carly Allen steps up to plate, and we'll see if she can get it going as Millie Fidge throws her first pitch. You say a different sort of pitcher, Lee. What does that mean?
Oh, I just think a little bit different pace. I think she's quicker than Zali. Has more of a presence on the pitching rubber because of her stature. Yeah, I think that's about it, Eric. It's just...
Carly Allen chops this one. It goes up the middle of the field. Belle White grabs this, and a great job from Belle White to throw out Carly Allen. Lana Kaesler will advance to third, but check out Belle White moving over to field that play.
Yeah, good start from Millie, wasn't it? It just shut Carly down after she started with a single in her first turn at bat.
Kelsey Nucky 0 for 1 today. She has an opportunity to extend the lead. Runner over at third. Nucky with a 3-0 lead to work with. Millie Fidge gets a good pitch in there to add a strike to the board. And that one sails, and that should allow him to score a run. Lana Kaesler slides in there, and it's 4-0 Eagles.
Yes, and Lana Kaesler, you take her on at your peril. You think she can't run, I've got news for you. And we just saw what happened.
Did you see that there? The ball bounced off the fence pretty good too, so they had a shorter opportunity to throw her out, but Lana Kaesler was all over that. Just outside, Kelsey Nucky watches that one go.
Half tempted, I think, Kels then. Half tempted.
And they swing and a miss. So, and that was just her second strike, Kelsey Nucky. She was running back to the dugout thinking that she had been retired, and Andrew Scott just yells at her, hey, it's 3 strikes and you're out, Kelsey. So she gets another life, and she puts this right at the middle, and it gets through with a base hit. So she goes from strikeout to single, just like that, Kelsey Nucky.
Yes, I'm not quite certain that maths was her favourite subject at school, but I may be incorrect. So Andrew Scott did a little favour then, didn't she? Got her into the game with the hitting.
Alice Prokopek now has a runner aboard. And she swings at the first pitch, chops this foul. She grounded out to shortstop last inning to start it off. A big extended inning here from West Torrens has made it a 4-0 game. Two outs. And Prokopek swings through this one.
Not going to die wondering, I would suggest here. Anything close, she's after it.
And this one sails once again, and that should allow Kelsey Nucky to hustle into second standing up. So Alice has a runner in scoring position. This one chops down low. Kelsey was ready to go as well.
Yeah, well, main thing here, runner in scoring position, 2 down. Batter, it's got to be taking a swing at it. No letting something going over that's going to get called.
And a swing and a miss, so that will be the first strikeout of the day for Millie Fidge, but the damage has been done this inning. The Eagles put 3 more on the board, and they lead this 4-0 as we head to the the 4th inning, sorry.
Yeah, some work to be done with for the Sturt bats here, but they're quite capable of it. Bell White having a good game already in this game, Eric.
They
Balls
will.
hit to her, you might as well forget about running as the batter.
And this will relax Donna as well, too, a little bit.
Yes, it always helps when you get a handful of runs behind you when you're pitching.
Well, leading off the inning, Millie Fidge. She's in the game pitching now. They really do need to get a wriggle on and start to get to Donna Patterson.
Need to get some base runners on.
We're at about the halfway point of the game. So Millie Fidge sets in. She swings at that one, and that's a hot shot towards center field, but it's right at Faith Picard. So Millie Fidge had a good crack at it, unfortunately just in the wrong location, so that's the first out.
Should be feeling good after that, Millie. Always remember your last turn at bat, Eric, as you know. And so next time, go from there.
Well, big bat Belle White steps up here. You can see that wrist protector she has on that right arm, protecting from where she broke in a similar spot while playing for Australia last February or so.
Been a great player for a long time in this competition, especially, Eric.
And here's the pitch once again, and White, a big cracking shot right towards the center fielder. Faith Picard comes in. That ball was launched out there, and Faith had to move over to block it from getting to the wall, but that's a big single from Belle White. So they got a base runner aboard for the first time since the first inning.
Yeah, smart outfielding by Faith Picard then. Didn't attack fiercely, knew she couldn't take the catch, so just kept the ball in front of her. That's what you've got to do.
So 4 strikeouts so far for Donna Patterson, moving along well. Who would they have in the bullpen if they needed to even go to that for West Torrens?
It's a very good question. I have no answer for you. It might be Emma Burridge. I know if Jordan Lambert was here, she would have suggested she could pitch, as she always does. Suggested, that is. So it won't be Steph Drzezinski, I'll tell you that. Amy Wheeler could probably have a throw. She's one of the bench sitters with Ella White. The thing I like about Carly Allen, Eric, as a catcher, has a sidearm throw, but she gets the ball there and is ready to throw. As we saw, she threw out a very quick runner in Pippa Adkins in the first innings, and
Tonkin lays down a bunt. Patterson throws over to first. They get the out, so Prokopek brings that in all right. And Tonkin does the job, and they're just trying to grind away, so you got 2 outs. And Jesse Keach will need to come up clutch here because they are starting to run out of outs to try to drive in that first run of the game. So new batter and Jesse Keach, runner at second, 4-0 game. Again, just a bit up high.
Yes, I like the look of the West Torrens outfield here. They know Jesse Keach can crack a long ball, but they're playing the percentages by playing in to get the catch, stop this run scoring, because Bell will score if it lands somewhere. And notice how far Belle White gets off the base there. Go down, we were always taught in men's, go down as far as the nearest fielder. You're always going to beat the throw back. Get a good heads-up start.
And Keach swings through that one. That was a good pitch. Had a bit of rise on that as well, too. Donna Patterson pitching a fantastic game right now.
Yes, certainly has, after so long being out of it. And this sometimes happens with the young players. They get a couple of long balls like Jesse did last year, and then I don't know whether they think everything's going to be a long ball they're going to hit. It doesn't work out that way.
Well, strikeout number 5 from Donna Patterson through 4 innings, and she's kept a red-hot Sturt Falcons team with just a goose egg right now through 4 innings. And that just keeps taking the pressure off the further you go into this game for West Torrens, and just keeps mounting it for Sturt. So a 4-0 ball game right now, with the bottom of the lineup due up. And we're going to welcome into the broadcast booth right now the head coach of a team that 2 years ago didn't win a game, and now at the beginning of November they're sitting right pretty at the top of the ladder, the Port Adelaide Magpies, and they've added a nice little addition, and Vicky McFarland as well too. Butch Sims, thanks for joining us on the broadcast as a statewide super special guest here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's watching 2 of the very highly rated teams here perform and doing a great job.
Yeah, two teams that are right in competition with you, and I think you're seeing a lot of these teams, their depth that they have right now. Both teams missing some key players, and you're seeing especially West Torrens put up 4 runs already with about 4 key players out of the lineup.
Yeah, that's for sure. They just keep coming at you in the batting side of the game. They hit from 1 to 10 and, yeah, lose a couple.
I think everybody's excited to see that Port Adelaide and West Torrens showdown. At both teams at full strength, I think we want to see as well too. So there's no excuses for either team, but you'd be feeling all right with your chances going up against a team like the Eagles right now.
Oh,
As
yeah.
Burridge cracks this over. It's a nice play from Keach, throw to first, and that's the first inning or the first batter retired.
Yeah, I think out at Port Adelaide we're in the same mindset as a lot of teams. We just got to keep hitting. The more runs we can hit, the more confident we can be in each game.
You've got the pitching side of things sort of covered right now, and Katie Sutherland-Finch, a big pickup, and you've added a nice little defensive tool as well too with Vicky McFarland getting here last week.
Yeah, Vicky, she's a well-known and highly skilled player that slots into our lineup, and yeah, hoping we just want to keep scoring runs. That's our aim.
Steph Trzynski batting right now, a big transfer over from Glenelg. She's getting her first game sort of starting in the batting lineup, I guess, this year. She struck out her first time up. Steph's a very talented player. Butch, I know you've coached against her a couple times now. I haven't really watched her with the bat before. I've seen her pitch a few times, but talk about a scary player.
Oh yeah, she is. She's top class. There's nothing she can't do. Batting side of things, she hasn't done a lot in college, but I'm sure she still knows what's happening out there, that's for sure.
This one a little bit inside and a bit of a stretch from Steph as well too as she shakes that one off. So over at Port Adelaide right now, what do you have going? Going for you really well, that sort of at the beginning of the season, maybe it's turned out to be a pleasant surprise for you.
Yeah, a couple of the recruits we got. One of the lesser names, Rita Mayer's come over from the Centrals competition and she's hitting very well. She's taken the competition by storm just with her batting, just consistently hitting the ball into play.
Thanks very much, Butch Sims, for stepping in here with his statewide super special comments. It is a 4-0 ball game. West Torrens just stringing together some hits. That's as Butch was saying, the key thing is, you know, hitting, put up those runs on the board. And before the game, Butch was telling me the name of his game is 6 runs. If you can score 6 runs, you're probably going to win most of the games you play. That works out to be a run an inning. And it's 4 innings played so far, and West Torrens have 4 runs on the board.
Well, his team, Butch's team, that is, the Magpies, they've scored 45 runs and only given up 5. Only conceded 5 runs in 6 games. That's unbelievable.
It's pretty wild, a plus 40 differential through 8 games, or through 6 games so far, sorry. That's a huge spread as this is knocked over towards third. A really nice play, throw over to first, and a nice little play from Keach across to Adkins, and another play at 5-3 as Steph Trzynski goes down. Brody Brubnick got a hit already. She's up to bat.
Yeah, Millie Fitcher's doing a good job since she's come in here. They just no power on the shots that they've played. Will Jesse Keach go 3 for 3 here and do another 5 to 3? Nellie was.
She's played them well so far. Brody Brubnick had that single and scored. Over in the last inning, she had that leadoff hit. And then West Torrens just did their thing. That leadoff hitter just so important to get aboard, and what West Torrens really does well right from the get-go, usually with Jordan Lambert, and that is a big hit right inside. You could hear that one from a mile away.
It was the elbow. I'm pretty sure it was flush on the elbow.
You don't like seeing that at all. She will be... There it is on side. Oh, a little bit of pace to it as well. You can hear that.
Yeah, yes.
That's a similar sort of pitch to how Maddie Scott got hurt at state training, just on an inside pitch from, as it happens, Sturt's head coach had state training. But one just sort of got inside and caused some damage to the forearm there. And then it's part of the dangers of the game, but that just slips inside. And that one, I feel like, wouldn't really hurt at first, and then about 5 steps later is where the throb and pain comes.
Yes, a swollen elbow you wouldn't like to have. I wouldn't wish that on anybody.
She's out there, though, and she's tough. She's chatting out there, so It sounded painful. It probably is painful, but Brody Borovnik toughing it out over at first base right now, and she's on for the second time today after a hit by pitch. And that's going to put a chance for Faith Picard. She's had a sacrifice bunt, and she flew out to the catcher so far in this game. If she can get on, that would give Jackie Beal a chance to drive home another run, who's got a double and a triple batting in the 2-hole today.
I notice the runner Borovnik is looking at the elbow.
And that one slips away, and Borovnik not quite ready to go. She had to slip back to first.
I think Brody needs to look at it in about an hour's time and see how large it is then.
Yeah.
They do swell up, I believe.
You see a few girls with a few bruises around the ballpark every Saturday at the end of it.
Decent sort of oxymoron, isn't it? Softball.
Yeah.
Because it is not soft. It's a long way from being soft. Somebody should rename it something else.
Faith Picard with a 3-0 count working with, and she's going to take a walk. So
good batting.
Back-to-back walks with 2 outs has given an opportunity here in the 4th inning for Jackie Beal to really put a big step forward in West Torrens getting the win today.
Could she go 3 for 3 here, Eric? What's your betting here?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to bet against someone that's just driven the ball so well in her first 2 at-bats. And she's 2 for 2 with an RBI, scored twice, a double, a triple. She had a double the last time at bat in the 3rd inning. This is 2-out hitting here. The law of averages would suggest no. However, Jackie Beal is hot right now.
She's just got the law of averages and torn it up, I think, Eric, at the moment. At the moment.
It would really almost cement her position as a statewide super player of the game as she swings at that one, and that had a nice little drop to it there.
Excellent pitch. Excellent pitch by Millie.
Smart pitch as well, too. Had Jackie Beal totally fooled. Swings through this one as well, too. So a strikeout from Millie Fidge at a very important time. Keeps the runners stranded and keeps Sturt in the ball game and in touch. Just 4 runs behind, but only 9 outs or less to work with. It really depends on the time constraints that we have as we head into the 5th inning here.
Yes, and Jackie just proved one thing for certain. She's human like the rest of us.
So Lauren Fleming, Maddie Ashby, and Rachel Tonkin will lead things off for Sturt in this inning. So it is the bottom of the lineup. So on paper, Donna Patterson would be enjoying this. However, if a couple of these girls can get some hits and get on base, and they do swing pretty aggressively as well too, Pippa Adkins, Jordan Lee, and Millie Fidge will be ready to go. A big moment in this game, as for sure this inning she will get through the lineup for the 2nd time, and so far it's been pretty much blemish-free, just a couple of hits and 5 strikeouts.
And you talked about the player of the match looking Jackie Beal's way at thing, but let's not disregard what the job that Donna's done here, Eric. She's been fantastic so far.
Especially with their top 2 pitchers out injured.
Yes.
I don't think Donna Patterson was in Coach Andrew Scott's plans to throw a ball this season on the A-grade side, but if she wasn't before, she certainly might have to be considered now the way that she's been pitching. And if you were feeling uneasy for West Torrens heading into this game, just sort of unsure with all the players out of it about their depth about to be tested, the 3rd-string pitcher coming in, you'd be leaving this game feeling pretty good.
Yes, certainly. The Donna, I believe, wasn't going to play this year, but the coach of the B grade suggested that she'd like to see her play, and West Torrens grateful of it now.
This is chopped just above Kelsey Nucky's head, and we talked just a moment ago about Sturt needing a just a hit to get going on, get that leadoff runner on, and see what they can do. So just a harmless little ball to the outfield, but now Maddie Ashby will come to the plate, and we'll see what she can do to move around.
No, it's a change here.
Oh.
It's Sophie Ridgway's coming in to have a hit for Maddie. But that little hit then from Lauren Fleming remind me of Millie Fidge's mother, who used to do a lot of those. Hit him a bit harder than that, but Annie Fidge was noted when she played for Seacombe as a Texas Liga hitter. So there's a bit of free publicity for you, Annie.
Sophie Ridgway takes a strike there, but Sophie has started a few games already in this game, in this season.
Yeah, she plays at third. I think that's her position. I've seen her at third a few times.
And she swings through that one again.
And that's the thing with the pitch of Donna's pace. You're looking at it and you think, look at this watermelon come. I'll knock some pips out of this. But you can't, because you're not used to facing this off-pace pitch.
Yeah, and look at that again, and a big strike throw over towards short. That gets through. So Lauren Fleming has put herself into scoring position and runs at a premium for the Falcons right now. Rachel Tonkin, though, in on deck, so it's the first out as well with a strikeout. So Ridgway goes down. That's 6 strikeouts right now from Donna Patterson. So Rachel Tonkin, first out, a runner in scoring position, and she pops this straight up in the air on the bunt. Tried to catch everybody a little bit off guard, I think.
Yes, I think so. Well, she's obviously batting in the 9 spot in the hitting for a pace, because she can run like the wind, Rachel, and just trying to get her on before the leader comes up and pip her.
Slips down, throw over towards third, and that one slips to the outfield once again. So Lauren Fleming putting some serious pressure on an infield that doesn't really have the same familiarity with each other as their regular side there. Everyone's sort of shifted over a position, and they're taking advantage right now. So Lauren Fleming has 1 out, and she is just really a high fly ball away from scoring.
Yes, like you said, the infield positions have changed dramatically, because 4 of the 6 aren't playing in their usual spot.
So Tonkin, big opportunity to put a run on the board. This one slips by once again. So Patterson, as the game's gone on, this is the first moment that she, with a 3-1 count here, this is the first moment she's been really tested.
Yep.
Pretty big statement to have to go to the 5th, and there's a walk. So we turn it to the top of the lineup. Lee, we said this right at the start of the inning. If you could get a couple girls on base and turn it over to Pippa Adkins, this is a chance to do some damage and take a big chunk into the lead. So they're just going to slow the game down a little bit, settle down Donna Patterson. And what do you go out there and tell your pitcher right now?
Well, there's not much you can. It's just get back to throwing strikes, I think. This is an interesting part of the game here. We've got not too long to go,
no,
about half an hour. I'm nearly tempted to pass Pippa up and then get the Jordan Lee and Millie. And then you get the Bell. Yes, it's counterproductive, but
it's a tough part of the lineup.
Yeah, you can't afford to for Pippa to come up with a long shot here that lands.
Well, the Sturt
That's
Falcons,
why I'd pass her up.
Falcons have played close this season, and they've had a couple pretty good late game comebacks as well. So the comeback kids are looking pretty good. The cardiac kids, if you will, is too. They get your heart going.
Yep.
These Sturt Falcons.
Pippa hasn't got a safe hit at the moment, and she's due.
She's got a walk, and there's a strike thrown, and that's a good step 1 from Donna Patterson. So the first moment of pressure for Donna in this game. We're all the way into the 5th inning. She's got a 4-run cushion, but that cushion can
change
really
dramatically, and Jackie Bill at right field needs to be ready here.
Gets by for a strike, so Pippa Adkins is on 2 strikes. Already 6 strikeouts from Donna Patterson. 1-2 count. Pippa struck out once, but it was a pass ball, and that's how she reached. She's been on base twice, and she swings through that one, and that's a 2nd strikeout for Pippa Adkins, but the 7th strikeout today from Donna Patterson. And with 2 out, she has an opportunity to get out of it with Jordan Lee coming to the plate.
And that's fantastic from Donna then, because she was under real pressure with Pippa ready to tee off on something, but great credit to Carly Allen, the very experienced catcher, and she's just settled Donna down, and that's what she did with the talk. I think with the conference, just settle her down, saying, come on, it's not that bad. Get out of here with no runs. They'll have done well, real well.
Jordan Lee, one swing of the bat will go a long way here. They just got to chip away. It looks like we're on track to play all 7 innings. So they've got 7 outs to work with, and they've got 4 runs to make up. And as soon as that outs sort of match the runs, you get in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, well, it's one at a time, isn't it? One run at a time. Oh.
Here's the pitch. Tries to frame that one just outside. West Torrens don't like that one. Also pressure on Carly Allen right here not to allow anything to get by her as well too, which would score a run. Here's the pitch. And this is hit hard. This is driven towards left field. And this one's going to drop. That's going to score 1 run. That's going to score 2 runs. And Jordan Lee is going to try to stretch it for 3. She slides in there safely. It's a 2 RBI triple for Jordan Lee. And we have ourselves a ball game. Talk about clutch.
Yes, came as rather surprised. Not to Jordan, of course, but fantastic. What a time to come up with a shot like that.
And puts herself in scoring position for Millie Fidge. So a huge moment in this game. It was 2 outs, 2 strikes, and that's the narrow margins that are in this game. You throw another strike, she swings at that one, we're out of the inning, and we're talking in the interchange right now, and it's a 4-run lead. Instead, it's 4-2 for West Torrens, and now this ball game is live.
It's certainly opened up here big time, Eric.
The kids are making a comeback again. Millie Fidge swings through that one. It's a 2nd strike. Top of the 5th inning. West Torrens scored 1 in the 1st and 3 in the 3rd. And Sturt, here in the 5th inning, get a clutch 2-out triple that scores 2 runs from Jordan Lee. Just outside. Evens out the count. But 25 minutes to go in this game. West Torrens will start to feel a little bit of the heat. Swing and a miss there, and that's strikeout number 8 for Donna Patterson. She strikes out the side, but 2 runs come across the board. So a 4-2 game, Lee, and yeah, like we said, this game has a bit of life to it now.
No, but very important strikeout then, because next hitter, Belle White, she gets a walk, Millie. Belle White, you have to pass. Belle White, you have to correction. You have to pass her up for sure. Now she's going to come in as lead-off batter with nobody on. So very, very important.
Lana Kaesler will be the one leading off for West Torrens. So Kaesler, Allen, and Nucky, a very, very difficult proposition for Zolly Adams, who is, or for Millie Fidge rather, who is doing quite well since she's come into the ball game. She did allow the run off the hit, but they weren't her runs. But Allen has a hit today, Nucky has a hit today, and Prokopek, very capable hitter, is probably due for one, and she'd be 4th up. But Kaesler, Allen, and Nucky, the 3 women who will be batting this inning, all have a base hit today, which is what you need from your middle of your lineup.
Yeah, I've just noticed the outfielders out there talking, and Jordan Lee was doing most of the talking. I wonder what they were talking about. I would say the triple might have come up in the conversation, as it should. It was a fantastic hit.
Yeah, and it turned this ball game on its head here. So
certainly did.
Lana Kaesler leads this off. Can West Torrens respond and edge out a little bit further? Some key moments a bit earlier as well, too. You look back at the last inning, where there was a runner on first and a runner on second with Jackie Beal up to the plate. Think about how big the strikeout was from Millie Fidge. Had Jackie Beal got a hit, it could be a 6-0 ball game.
We look like we've got Chloe Charlton out there at left field to me. I may be wrong.
Just outside.
Centerfield.
Sophie Ridgway did pinch hit for Maddie Ashby as we work out what the defensive changes are. Here's a pitch. This one drops down low. So Lana Kaesler is aboard. That will scream trouble for Lana Kaesler, for the West Torrens Eagles with a runner aboard. So Carly Allen comes to the plate. Nucky due up. That one just outside. Here's the pitch once again. So Millie Fidge getting back to the business of throwing strikes. Got a couple strikeouts in this game. Came in relief with a 4-0 deficit and is held pat against a strong West Torrens lineup as Sturt offense has come to life recently to put them back in the game. Runner tries to steal, and she does.
A repeat of earlier message about Lana Kaesler's running.
So Kaesler's at second. Carly Allen can put this back to 3 runs with a swing of the bat here. And she swings at that one, chops it towards left field, or shortstop rather, and Belle White. Quick feet to get over there and make a nice play. So that's the first out, keeps the runner at second. So Kelsey Nucky had a single the last time she was up. She thought she struck out. Remember, she got her second strike and she started walking back to the dugout. Then she was told it was 3 strikes that make it out from Coach Andrew Scott. And the next pitch, right up the middle for a single.
A lot to think about when you're batting, Eric, is counting the 3.
So Nucky, big opportunity, and the runner on. This one a bit high, and Lana Kaesler was ready to go. Good athlete out there in Lana. Here's a pitch down low. They seem to be in sort of a take position right here, West Torrens, just very patient.
Holding plan here.
Very indicative of a very well-known Adelaide Giants player turned coach of West Torrens. Their coach was an okay hitter himself.
Reasonable. I saw him play. You wouldn't have seen him play, would you? No.
Just heard the legendary stories.
From other people, I hope.
Well, yeah, he doesn't. He's a pretty modest guy and humble guy, Andrew Scott. He doesn't really.
He certainly is.
You wouldn't really know from talking to him that he's probably the greatest hitter in South Australian baseball history. So Kelsey Nucky trying to drive another run in. Swings through that one, and that's a big strikeout from Millie Fidge. That's her 3rd one today. She had that key strikeout to end the last inning with 2 runners on. And with a runner in scoring position, she's got a little fly ball to the shortstop and then a strikeout. So they've gone from runner in scoring position with nobody out, and in a blink of the eye, there's 2 outs, and any out will do to get those bats for the Falcons back up and running.
Well, she's done the job, hasn't she? She's contained them, the Eagles hitters. Now they've got to get some more runs next innings.
And this is chopped up the middle, and Alice Prokopek has a base hit. Kaesler going home. Kaesler is out. She was tagged by Sarah Tonkin after a great throw from Lauren Fleming, and that is absolutely gold from the Falcons. Take a look at this replay. Right up the middle. There's the throw. Does she get her? Yeah, she just gets her as she comes by. What a great throw and what a great play from Sarah Tonkin.
One of the highlights of the game already, Eric.
And crucial as well, too, because it keeps it at 2 runs, and based on how long they're batting, this could be the last opportunity for the Sturt Falcons. No new innings at the 85-minute mark, so if they bat for a long time here, and then West Torrens goes up and kills a little bit of time, we'll be past that 85-minute mark easily.
Yep, so it's in the balance at the moment.
So you'd think if you're Sturt, you have to go out and play this like this is your last inning. You might get another opportunity, but there's no point just adding 1 if you don't get another opportunity to bat again.
Well, they have 3 good batters coming here, Belle White, Sarah Tonkin, and then Jessie Keach. Now, Jessie's been K2'd twice out of 2 turns of bat. I'm suggesting that won't happen this innings.
Well, Jessie Keach had that walk-off inside the park home run last week, so she's in a position here. If a runner gets on, she could deliver another clutch moment for the Falcons, but it starts with Belle White getting aboard. Donna Patterson has been rumbling along all right. She's got 8 strikeouts. She's only allowed 2 runs, and it was off that triple from Jordan Lee. This one dips down low for the first ball. So if it's a quick inning, you either want a big inning or a quick inning if you're Sturt.
Yes. Mindful of the fact that it's Belle White batting, Donna Patterson is just trying not to give her anything up that she can hit a long way. So hence the 2 balls down the dirt.
She's pitching her very cautious, and she's way behind now.
Yeah, well,
and she takes a walk, so the leadoff runner is aboard, so the tying run in Sarah Tonkin will come to the plate. They were down 4 runs. They were down to their last strike in the 5th inning, and a 2 RBI triple has put them in a position. A nice inning by Millie Fidge pitched, who's just pitched wonderfully since coming in for Zolly Adams back in the 3rd inning. And this has been a very a big comeback right now from the Falcons. They just keep driving away.
They certainly do, and they're not going to die wondering here.
Here's the pitch. Tonkin showing bunt. Belle White showing steal, and Belle White is diving in there safely, and a runner's in scoring position. So it changed what Sarah Tonkin has to do. They can change their mindset. It's a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Look at that dive from Belle White getting in there.
Yeah, that's experience, isn't it, at the highest level.
And Tonkin had the pitch she wanted, and she just missed it. Instead, it's a strike. 1-2 count.
A very underrated batter, Sarah Tonkin. When she hits hard.
Outside once again, so patient approach taken here by the Falcons. You'd think that this will likely be their last inning.
Yes, well, patience is what you need.
Here's the pitch again, outside, full count. Belle White off the bag. They tried to catch her napping. Burridge moved over, but Belle White just shuffled in. So it is a full count. Top of the 6th. No outs yet. A walk, a hit, a strikeout, all in play. And she chops that one. It's a foul ball, so she will stay alive.
Look how close to the outfielder in. Eric?
Very close, trying to hold everybody there. And this is inside. So the tying run is aboard. And Jessie Keach, who delivered a little bit of magic before, as Andrew Scott is going to take a trot out to the mound. Donna Patterson started off so wonderfully. She does have 8 strikeouts, but now a couple walks to start the pivotal 6th inning. You'd think, though, for Coach Scott as well, it's got to be a bit of tactical gamesmanship as well, and going out there and eating the clock a little bit as well, too.
I think so, and I'm not going to another pitcher now. I'm going with who's out there, and that's what he's doing.
Well,
that's what he's thinking.
Remember, though, she was getting a bit, throwing a few through balls before, and then they had a little mound visit, settled her down, and Donna was back and good to go. So she'll be all right. Jessie Keach has had a couple magical moments this season. She can deliver another one right here. Down 2 runs, but they're both aboard, and she was swinging for it right there, and it's a swing and a miss. People,
and that's what I talked about before, didn't I? You know you can hit the ball deep. She went for the huge deep dip at it then. I think just steady batting, score at least one here.
And Coach Morgan Young really rates Jessie Keach. She runs down the line, and she does the good job there of putting both the runners in scoring position. So a sacrifice bunt. Lauren Fleming already has a hit today, so the tying run on second base. They just need that base hit to tie this one up.
Yeah, well played by Alice Pocketbeck there. Just Jessie did the right thing, the team thing, put the runners, both runners in scoring position.
So West Torrens under significant pressure right now.
And Lauren Fleming the hitter, and she had a hit out the centre field last turn at bat. She'd be looking to get greedy here and get another one.
In there for a strike. They were down 4 runs as we reach the 78-minute mark of this game. This is likely the last chance for the Falcons. You'd think the Eagles would have no problem eating about 5 minutes of clock to end this game. So nice. This is it right here. 1 out, runners on second and third. They need something.
Yeah, but I'm impressed with the West Torrens outfield playing in for the catch.
And here's the hit. This one goes out to the outfield. They played in, but they have to work their way back. It's bobbled and caught, though. It's going to be a sacrifice fly, but Faith Picard caught it, bobbled it, and that could have been a lot worse.
Yes.
But Sarah Tonkin advances to third. Belle White scores, and with 2 outs, there's a runner on third.
And well, it's Maddie Ashby, and she's been carried both times.
Maddie Ashby is in the game here. 2 outs, likely their final out. It's a 4-3 game. Runner on third. 2 outs.
They're appealing left base early.
So Kelsey Nucky standing on second base. You got to try it.
Well, you've got to indicate which runner too. That's part of the rule, and they did, and they pointed, and
they said no.
They said no. So
now Andrew Scott's coming out for a chat. He's a player's coach though. He'll stick up for his teammates and the people on his team. He'll back what they're saying. So they're calling it safe. So I think Andrew Scott just wanted the call.
Yep.
Andrew Scott having a little chat there. So 2 outs. And again, this also allows them to eat a little bit of clock. You'd think this is it right here. Here's the pitch. Down low. Donna Patterson, another big moment. 8 strikeouts in a fantastic performance to this point.
Well, what you don't want here from Donna is something in the dirt that gets away for Belle White to tie the game. That's what you don't want. So keep them up. Take your chances with Maddie.
Could she be the statewide super player of the game? She's certainly still in the running.
Yes.
8 strikeouts gets you noticed, and if she can get out of a jam here. Here's a pitch up high. The tying run on third, the go-ahead run at the plate. 3 balls, no strikes, but one swing of the bat can either give them the lead or end it. Here's the pitch, and it's a walk. So Rachel Tonkin, who was recently promoted back up to the ones from the B grade side, has an opportunity to make her mark back with the top side and drive in a go-ahead run with 2 outs in the bottom of or the top of the last inning.
And what I'm doing here from Carl Allen, I am not going pick off at either of the 2 bases, second or third. Just play the percentages, throw it in there, challenge the batter. She's had a base on balls rate and she's had a K2.
Just trying to hold on.
You reckon they might go squeeze here, Eric? You think?
That was the most exciting play with 2 outs in this last game.
Smart base runner Bell White, as we know. If Matty Ashby gets caught in there, Bell White will probably score.
Swing and a miss from Tonkin.
No squeeze by the look of things.
So it's the first strike, a 1-1 count. A great conclusion to a very intriguing ball game right here. And she puts this in the air. Is it caught? And that is it.
And that was a squeeze. Bell White took off straight away.
They get the go-ahead run aboard. They bend, but they don't break. And the West Torrens Eagles race ahead 4-0. And they come away with a 4-3 win today. Very interesting game, wasn't it, Lee?
It certainly was. And I don't think, personally, you can go past Donna Patterson as the player of the match. Come in from nowhere, just been playing B grade this season, a few games anyway, and look at the performance she put up.
Yeah, fantastic performance. Once again, they had that big 3-run second or third inning for West Torrens. In that third inning, a double from Beal and a double from Kaesler, and that was the big string of hits that they needed to score some runs. Nucky drove in a run a little bit, or a pass ball, sorry, scored the run from Alana Kaesler. They're up 4-0, and then they held on for dear life, but 8 strikeouts from Patterson, and that's exactly what they like as a team shake hands. Lee, we'll leave you with some final thoughts here.
Yes, so it was an interesting game, and I think a few of us predicted it might be a 4-4 draw, but it finished up 4-3. It was always going to be one of those games, I think, but full credit to the Eagles and to Sturt for keep going. I just had this feeling, 2 out, Rachel batting, squeeze, and Bell White took off on the play, and it was a squeeze coming. But unfortunately for the Falcons, the ball was in the air and Carl Allen was quick to get it.
Well, that will do it for us here on Spacequake Sports and Softball SA, brought to you by Statewide Super. A thrilling game here as West Torrens goes up early and holds on for a 4-3 victory to improve to 4-1. Sturt fall to 4-3. We'll see you on Wednesday.